The Human Services Ministry is looking to review the United States rating, which shows high incidence of trafficking in persons in Guyana. Human Services Minister Priya Manik-Chand says Guyana does not have the extent of human trafficking that the U.S. report suggests. Details from Monica Jones.
The United States 2008 report on human trafficking indicates that Guyana has a high rating of human trafficking. The report states that most incidents takes place in remote mining camps among Amerindian women and girls. However, Human Services Minister Priya Manik-Chand says this is not the case, noting that a review will be done.
We don't have the extent of trafficking that the U.S. report seems to be suggesting year after year. That is something we're presently looking at.
The minister says the Human Services Ministry is continuing its campaign to make persons aware of signs of human trafficking and where help can be sought.
I'm satisfied that in Ghana we do not have significant trafficking in persons. However, if we have one, for us it's one too many. And so we will continue our awareness sessions.
Human trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery where vulnerable persons are lured with false promises of good jobs and better lives. They are then forced to work under brutal conditions. Monica Jones, the 6 o'clock news.
Welcome back to the 6 o'clock news. The Guyana Police Force is implementing several strategies to address border security concerns and illegal activities in the Corentyne River. This is according to B Division Commander Krishna Lekraj in an exclusive interview with NCN today. Nakasi Logan now reports that there is also collaboration between Guyana and Suriname.
Mr. Krishna Lekraj is a commander of B Division, which covers the border community with Suriname, and he told NCN of some of the strategies in place to deal with border security.
There is the presence of the Borbis anti-smuggling squad. There is the presence of the customs, immigration, and the shipping authorities, and we're all collaborating, networking with those stakeholders.
The police force has also set up surveillance at the waterfront and has linkage with its Surinamese counterparts. The force also received added assistance from Gaisuku. And according to Commander Lekraj, the Coast Guard is always on hand in delivering their duties.
The recent river tragedy, we have benefited a lot from the information input coming from Gaisuku personnel.
Mr. Lekraj says there are existing challenges to stop illegal cross-border movement. Reporting for the NCN 6 o'clock news, I'm Nakasia Logan.
Rice farmers in Region 2 are calling on the Agriculture Ministry to investigate the issue of non-payment on the part of the Maikoni rice mills. The farmers allege that officials at the Wilverden factory have been pushing them around for the past 2 months. They have expressed frustration, citing the loss of income and subsequent inability to cultivate rice fields as major blows to their trade and livelihoods. Chairman of the National Climate Change Committee, Sham Nokta, says it is essential for persons to understand the concept and implications of climate change. This comes as the committee places renewed emphasis on its public awareness drive. More in this Shada Lal report.
Climate change has been one of the most topical issues of recent times as countries grapple to mitigate damage to the environment. But why is this issue given so much importance? Research has shown that changes in temperature has resulted in severe weather patterns, destruction to biodiversity, and threats to food security. Although Guyana has not experienced the full brunt of this phenomenon, the susceptible coastal area, which is 6 feet below sea level, has sparked concern. Chairman of the National Climate Change Committee, Sham Nokta, says it is crucial for persons from all walks of life to understand the fundamentals of climate change. The National Committee will be undertaking a special climate change, education and awareness strategy funded by the UNDP.
Education and awareness needs to be very broad-based. We need to ensure that the developments as it regards climate change information is out there so that people can understand what is the global context, what is happening in terms of how climate change issues are being addressed, but also to be able to understand our national processes and how it relates to Guyana, how it relates to our communities, how it relates not only on the coast but also the hinterland and across the countries.
But NOCTA believes that awareness has to be continuous given the evolving issues surrounding the subject. In this regard, he has made reference to President Jack Dio's initiative on protecting standing rainforests, which has been receiving tremendous attention around the world. If implemented, the carbon-based mechanism could see Guyana's economy being boosted through substantial rewards. NOCTA's committee is responsible for offering technical guidance to government's efforts in combating climate change and coordinating activities. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, I'm Shar Dalal.
Parents and teachers are being urged to ensure that children practice proper sanitation and hygiene to reduce the childhood mortality rate. This message was emphasized with the launching of a hand-washing campaign at the Cornelia Primary School in Region 3 today. Details from Monica Jones.
The hand-washing initiative is a collaborative effort of the Health Ministry, the Pan American Health Organization, and the Department for International Development. Poor sanitation has been recognized as a leading cause of childhood illness and death around the world. Though not too common in Guyana, PAHO Environmental Officer Teofilo Montero stressed the need for hygiene programs in every community.
Good hygiene is an important barrier to many infectious diseases, including fecal-oral diseases, and also in the promotion of better health and well-being. To achieve the greatest health benefits, improvements in hygiene should be done at the same time with the improvements in water and sanitation in the community, and should be integrated with other interventions, such as improving nutrition.
Research shows that hygiene and sanitation are among the most cost-effective public health interventions to reduce childhood mortality, and Minister within the Health Ministry, Dr. Barry Ramsaran, says adopting healthy habits must be a personal responsibility.
The ministry, PAHO, UNICEF, they tell us a lot about it, but in the end, it's a personal responsibility of parents and teachers to see that it's done.
Following the hand-washing campaign at the Cornelia Ida Primary School in Region 3, each parent received sanitation kits. Region 3 Education Officer Marlene Jones urged parents to support the initiative by reinforcing healthy lifestyles.
Let us all strive to reduce the incidence of diarrhea and other diseases in our communities by adhering to this hygienic practice and stay alive.
Some 5,000 children die every day due to infectious diarrhea, which is caused by inadequate sanitation. Studies show that washing hands with soap after defecation and before eating can reduce the infectious rate. Monica Jones, the 6 o'clock news.
The National Training Project for Youth Empowerment will be launching a computer and office training program tomorrow at the Garfords Complex at Houston. This initiative aims to train 48 youths between the ages of 15 and 25 over a 6-month period. The training includes classroom and life skills and internships at various companies. Labour Minister Manzoor Nadir and U.S. Ambassador to Guyana John Jones are among the persons expected to deliver remarks at the event, which begins at 10 hours. Well, Edward Lane now joins us with a report that the World Bank is calling on countries to deal effectively with the effects of the global financial crisis.
Making the announcement ahead of the G20 summit this weekend, the World Bank Group said its International Bank for Reconstruction and Development could make new commitments up to $100 billion over the next 3 years. This increase in financial support will protect the poorest and most vulnerable from harm, support countries facing big budget shortfalls, and help sustain long-term investments. At the same time, the World Bank lowered its growth forecast for developing countries' economies to a 4.5% for 2009 compared to a previous projection of 6.4%. World Bank Group President Robert Zulik says leaders meeting on Saturday to discuss the global financial crisis must not lose sight of the human crisis. He noted that the response to these crises must be global, coordinated, flexible and fast. While the challenges need to be addressed at the country level, it is more critical that the international community acts in coordinated and supportive ways. Already 100 million people have been driven into poverty as a result of high food and fuel prices. The bank is working to assist cash-strapped governments by ramping up its support to the private sector through the launch of expansion of 4 initiatives. Edward Lane, the 6 o'clock news.